So an important 2 points for the Broncos. How did you assess this performance from Brisbane, Billy?
Look, it wasn't their greatest performance, but I think they just needed to get back that winning feeling. They'd lost a few over the last month, and Adam Reynolds was great. I thought, you said it off the top of the show, Freddie, that Tamare Martin, he just unlocks the outside backs, and they've got so much strike out there in Cobbo and Coates, Staggs on that right-hand side, and he's just got that ability to move that football wide. You see here, gets the ball to Ezra Mam, and he's having a great debut season, and then this little pass here, just always thinking about his footy. So, they've improved their footy last night, but still not there where they want to be going into September.
All right, we are joined now by the Brisbane Broncos coach, Kevin Walters. Kevy, thanks for your company this morning. Important win for your side. Leading 18-0 at half-time, the Knights were able to get back into the game in the second half. How did you assess that performance?
Yeah, look, I agree with what everyone on the panel there is saying. It was most important last night that we actually got the win up and secured the 2 points. There were some really good things that I liked last night throughout the 80 minutes, but as a general rule of thumb, we need to be better in a lot of areas, and the next 2 or 3 weeks is about that, fixing up those little places that need to be fixed. I feel we've got the right complement of players here with youth and experience and some strike in our team as well from an attacking point of view. But as we all know, the best defensive teams are there when it really matters, and that's one area where we've got to really sharpen up on over the next couple of weeks. And we get the opportunity to do that with the teams that we're playing against. It's a great challenge for all of us, and I'm really excited about the next few weeks.
Talk about the teams you're playing against, Kevy. They say the semi-finals is a new competition. Can you feel the pressure? Not so much pressure, but can you feel the excitement of the semi-finals around the corner?
Freddie. Yeah, you picked the words out of my mouth, mate. The excitement is the part of it because, finals footy is what it's all about. But for us, the next couple of weeks we've got some big games, starting on Friday night against the Storm, who we know have been a great team for 20 years. So it's a really good opportunity for our boys, particularly at home as well. This time last year we were booking our bags to Bali and our flights to Bali or wherever everyone was going. So that's exciting, going to Bali, but not as exciting as the next couple of weeks is going to be for here up here at the Broncos.
Kev, you mentioned how tough it's been the last few years up out there at the Broncos, and I'm sure you'll look back on this season as a success, but over the next 2 months, how do you address that opportunity that's in front of you and make sure that the players aren't content with what they've already achieved?
Well, it's about taking it week by week, Bill, and particularly with our training sessions. We addressed that earlier in the week. We sort of slid away a bit from our intensity that we're bringing to our training runs, and that picked up through the week, which transferred again into our games. So that's the first thing, is about really working hard over the next couple of weeks and taking it week by week. And the second thing, which gets lost in all this, is the enjoyment factor of playing footy this time of the year. The sun's out here in Brisbane again today. It's a beautiful time of the year to be playing rugby league and in contention for bigger end of season games. I feel, as I said earlier, we've got enough strike in our team and enough range with Adam Reynolds and Tamare Martin coming into the side provides that little bit of experience at the back. And we've got strike as well, but we just got to make sure that our forwards are on song every week. We've seen a couple of teams over the weekend really stand up through their middle forwards, and that's an area where we need to be better as well. We've certainly got the talent there to provide that platform, but it's about doing it week in and week out, and it starts on Friday night against the Storm.
Kevy, you talk about talent. Selwyn Cobbo, unbelievable player. Understand he's pretty laid back. How are you going managing him?
No, well, it's good. It's been a real challenge. Not so much a challenge, but Selwyn's a bit different. Billy will understand that through the origin period, thinks a bit differently to a lot of people, which is why he is the player that he is. And he's very calm on the field, but he's also very calm off the field. So, I've taken a lot of what Selwyn's doing back to Wendell Saylor and his time at the Broncos. When Wendell first came to the Broncos, he had no idea about time and being on time and meetings, and Wayne Bennett handled him beautifully through that period. And I'm taking a lot of those lessons into Selwyn and the way he plays his football and the way he prepares for his football. Selwyn's still only 19 or 20 years of age, so he's still learning about himself, let alone how to be on the big stage and perform the way he does. And at the end of the day, what we need Selwyn to do is perform like he did last night, you know, in the next few weeks, and that'll be good. And his preparation again this week was very good. So he's a terrific young fella. We love him around the place, and we love what he brings to our footy team, particularly on the weekends.
Kevy, with no Patrick Carrigan, you sort of lose that middle forward who distributes, plays a bit like a halfback role. I saw Payne Haas doing a little bit of that last night. Did you point him out and isolate him to move the ball a little bit through the middle, or is that just Payne?
That's just Payne being Payne. He's a great ball runner, Payne, more than anything else. We always encourage our forwards to offload and you know, pass the football. Those little short passes can be, you know, really effective. We brought Ryan James into the side last night for that bit of experience and that bit of talk and composure, not only with our attack, but also, you know, with our defence. I thought he did a particularly good job. I mean, Payne's, in my opinion, one of the elite front rowers in the game. We continue to try and develop Payne's running game, which he's very good at, but also his short passes and his offloading is a very important part of our team as well.
Kevy, just before we let you go, we know that you were quite close. You spent a lot of time with Paul Green, and you were actually really strong during the week talking about mental health. So what's your message, and what would you like to see maybe the NRL do more on this topic?
Well, I'm not sort of just lumping it all in the NRL hands. It's everyone's responsibility, in my opinion, to check on your teammates, you know, check on fellow staff members, people that work at the club, even your own mates that aren't associated, you know, with the club or whatever, just to make sure that everyone's okay, because we're all fighting different things in our lives and different problems that we face, and we can share the responsibility and share the load. I think, you know, that would be a big help for everyone. And I know as a coach, and Billy and Freddie will know this as well, as a rugby league coach in Australia here, particularly State of Origin, you're put under a lot of pressure, and sometimes unfairly put under pressure. And it's great to have good people. You know, I feel that my support group, my support network are really strong, and I know that I'm fortunate enough that I can rely on those people. But you know, not everyone has that situation. So let's make sure that everyone's fine and happy, and most importantly, very healthy in their mind.
You talk about that being as a coach, Kevin. Now, I'm part of the media. What sort of pressure comes from the media, and how did you deal with it? You had a really tough year last year, and there was a lot spoken about you and what's going on at Brisbane. How big a part does the media play in this?
Oh, well, you know, can't be blaming. I mean, I guess it's up to you. The media have got a job to do, Freddie, and they need to write what they need to write and how they feel. Sometimes I feel it's a bit unfair, but that's the world. The world's not fair sometimes. So, you know, I guess it's about having good people around you and keep you level-headed. I mean, I'm very fortunate. My wife and family have been so supportive. Last year was a bad year for us, well, certainly for me, but we got through it, and, you know, we're in a good pathway now, but that's not always that easy. So I understand that side of it, you know, but reach out, get support. I know I certainly did, and got good people around me to get you through those tough moments and those tougher times.
And who was that? Like, who do you reach out to? Do you go to professional help, or do you go to your mates, or what?
I go to my wife, Freddie. She's as good as anyone with that stuff, and my family normally keep me pretty grounded. We've got psychologists and the like involved at the club. I've had a relationship with Mick Martin for a long time. He's good and really good in that space. So it's, you know, important just to reach out, no matter who they are, as long as they're a good support network, to reach out and get some help, mate.
Well said, Kevy, and thanks for joining us here this morning on the Sunday Footy Show.
Thank you.
And I think
Enjoy your Sunday, guys.
Will do. And it's so important to remember that we are people. I mean, coaches, players, at the end of the day, they are people. So you do have to remember that with the way that we speak about each other quite often.